Josh says, I love the core, and everybody is dancing around, and there they go. Huffman in the fence, back down into Jordan Worth. Caution's out. Oh, Travis up in the air and over. Oh my gosh, Travis Brown flipping like crazy down the front straightaway. Brayton Laster's in it. And Travis Brown goes for a horrific ride. Caution's out on lap number 4. And Travis taking applications for Space Camp. And obliterates Travis. The replay right there. See him come up, get into him, and then comes down the racetrack, almost has it saved, and bam, there goes Travis, almost flips in the grass, hits the wall. He caught right where the safer barrier starts. That kicked the back end up into the air, and then Jordan Worth pops him, and he goes for a wild ride, one of the wildest rides we've seen here in the core.
This is I can't even count how many cars have flipped. I mean, that is just an insane flip right there from Travis.
Vervinkt almost made contact there on the trial. That's what got me up on edge, but he was able to straighten it out. He's in the middle 3 wide, that bright red machine right at the tail of this 3 wide pack. Oh, Sean up into the wall. There goes Shieldhouse around into Cosman. Vervinkt in it. They almost save it. Now Rawgator around. Malillo is in this. They still keep piling in Travis. Cisco is around. Brayton Laster. Lowell. It's the big one in turns 3 and 4.
Yeah, we'll get a great look at it right here. I mean, you see Sean just inches up a little bit, and one bad bump from P. Frisch. They just make a slightest bit of contact, and you can see Gator Vervinkt around Cosman, and a secondary incident there gets spun. Great job from Cody in the back to make it through that.
Everybody Justin did a good job outside that top 20 of getting on the brakes. It was the guys right in the thick of it that couldn't quite slow down in time. Another angle. See, right there's the contact, gets him loose up the hill, and then Shieldhouse gets hit from behind by Frozen Toes, and it's on. Then Frozen Toes loses it, gets down into the 84. Shieldhouse saves it, but leaves calamity in his wake. And drive through, they made it. Vargas still out in front. Actually, it was Huffman that made contact, I think, with the 20, but they keep it pointed in the right direction. Coming to 5 to go.
You can see Lowell limping down the apron. That's going to be a caution for Lowell.
Trouble behind him. Travis. Kallenbach.
One car.
Brayton Laster. McCandless. Cadell in this. Now, they wrecked after the initial contact. The initial contact, I believe, was from Kallenbach and from Travis. The replay here, there's the contact to set this whole thing off. As you see, Lowell's abandoned car down on the apron. Laster, Blake getting involved in this. Then they come down the racetrack, and you see Cadell fling up into the air right there at the very end. Get another angle. Here's the Air Spanky car getting turned by the owner of Air Spanky. There's Laster. There's McCandless. Vervinkt in another, and watch, they come down, and here comes the 71 down the hill. They had nowhere to go. They made their bed, and they were forced to lay in it once McCandless came down the track. Now, here's the thing, guys. If we, this will put us right on the edge here of the end of the race. If we get a caution on lap 39, I believe we're going to do green-white checker. Otherwise, they're going to have a 2-lap dash to decide race number 1. Freshest tires in that 32. He is third in line on the bottom. White flag in the wind in race 1 here at Daytona. They will race it back to the end of the lap. Then the caution will come out. Ryan Vargas, the man out in front, trying to pick up yet another core win. Remember, he wanted Atlanta to end the season back in February. Harry Tiller trying to pick up his second career win. He won at Iowa in season 3. Here they come down the back for the final time in race 1. That inside line, nose to tail. Here they come. And how about Champagne up on the outside, 3 wide through 3 and 4. Let's see if anybody uses the apron. Vargas in the middle, Champagne up high, Tiller down low, looks to the bottom to try and block. They're going to push him all the way to the line. 3 wide, photo finish at the line. Give it to Justin Champagne. Justin Champagne steals it. They wreck. They're already under caution, and the field flying apart in turn 1. Big damage. Vervink just clobbered Justin Malillo. Drive through with a big amount of damage. David Shieldhouse up against the outside wall with a lot of damage. Raw Gator's car is decimated.
Now he's looking for a top 5.
Oh, there goes Frisch. Turned by Tiller. McCandless is going to save it. Justin gets run over by Cody. Drive-through involved in it as well. More junk behind him. Dylan Kem. Fly Guy, big damage. Here's the replay. Yeah, he has 2 faster pairs, though. There you see the contact. Teammates again, this time Frisch and Tiller. And it's behind them where the brakes just don't work. And they piled up huge trying to check up for the crash.
You'll see it in the back here. I mean, Justin and drive
Cody.
Oh, Cody.
Bam. Bam.
The irony of this whole thing is that Frisch saves it, and there's a 15-car wreck subsequently because of that.
Now, if you go back to Dylan Kem, that area, he gets run over, Shieldhouse, and they just all pile in back here. Keenan around.
And Huffman lost a ton of momentum, and that allowed Travis to get through that middle lane. He's been trying to play all 3 lanes.
Cisco into the wall. There's your caution. Bethel is in this, the 64. Joey Stone is around. Ryan Burton in the 91. And there's your caution that they needed in order to make it to the end on fuel. Cisco Scaramuza turned up and into the wall.
On the exit of 2, or if Cisco kind of washed up a little bit. That's just so close. These guys have nowhere to go. Keenan involved.
Sloppy as well.
Joey Stone.
I think they met in the middle, to be completely honest. I think one came up, one came down. Just based off of where Frozen Toes was at up along that outside line. You can follow the white lines on the right side of her car. I think they just met in the middle there where she came down just a touch and Cisco came up just a little bit more.
They're
leaning on each other.
How are they saving it? Vargas is in the wall. Huffman.
And there goes Huffman. Hard into Shieldhouse. There's the big one. Everybody piles it on up. Keenan Kusin involved in this. The 03 Arrow. He takes a shot to the inside wall. More than a dozen cars littered coming off turn 4. Landon Huffman. Drive through. Jordan Worth.
You'll see it right here, but I mean, this is just such a dilemma now. 10 laps to go. I mean, you kind of have to use your faster pair here if you're some of these guys that were involved, but you really also want that in your back pocket if there's something that happens at the finish. I mean, you see it just everybody.
This is the ultimate example of, well, if this is the consequences of someone else's actions, because Blake McCandless, Jonathan Cadell, and Ryan Vargas did absolutely nothing wrong. Sean put all of them in a very precarious situation. Vargas had absolutely nowhere to go, gets put in the fence. That obviously stacks up the back end of the field. Hoffman gets involved. Champagne, absolutely nowhere to go. The race 1 winner.
Up on the outside. There was nowhere to go. Champagne. There it is. Huge crash up into the air. And the caution's out. Another half a dozen cars litter off turn number 2.
I think he started getting a little bit desperate, tried to get in front of Frisch, and Kem gets hooked, and Cosman goes flying.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a mix there between he gets the bumper, which pushes him in the air, and then the air just catches the car. I don't know how it didn't go over.
Roof flaps.
Yeah, some of those blowover physics need to be tweaked there, but goodness.
Shaq on the hood kept it down.
And this outside lane just didn't get formed up. You have Sloppy on the outside, Joey Stone, but not going much right now. Great Lester.
Oh, there we go. Oh, Butler gets turned into McCandless. More trouble. Flash. Everybody piles up. Stone whipsaws around through the grass, and 20 cars are junked in the apron of turn number 3.
And that's the wreck we knew was coming. That right there.
There are 6 cars left, and Justin Malillo leads them around.
A little too late. Ping pong effect down the backstretch, and that sent everybody flying Joey Stone goes flying into the air, and this is a wreck reminiscent of the 2010 Coke 0400. Just nowhere to go for the remaining field.
This honestly also really reminds me of, if you remember back to the 2014 Coke 0400 when Kyle Busch flipped. It feels a lot like that wreck as well. Blake McCandless being the Jamie McMurray going off. I mean, just nowhere to go. The track.
Oh, Frisch. I think Frisch missed it.
Frisch
yes,
made
he
it through.
did.
We have to go on board with the 58 because I don't know how he made it through. Side by side down the backstretch with 2 laps to go. Melillo on the inside. Oh, and Vargas is going around behind him.
And
saved
more trouble.
it?
No,
No.
they saved it. No, multiple cars. Cautions out. Oh, they're still wrecking. More trouble up in front. Huffman. Oh, a huge hit. Dale Reynolds, Cosman, Gabe Wood.
Cody.
Dale Reynolds almost upside down.
A lot of guys. Cody Hicken made a hell of a save, but I thought Vargas had it and just overcorrected right into the field, right in the middle of these guys. And here's the secondary.
Oh,
Yeah, Landon and Rawgator made
huge.
crazy contact.
Dale Reynolds plowed into both wrecks somehow.
And then he almost goes upside down in the grass.
Need to get Arrow in on that, see if he's if he can grade that.
By the way, new development up front. Chase Cavery, your leader. Travis Brown in second. And Justin Melillo back to third. He's been picking this
Pit
inside
stops.
line. I don't think that has been a good idea.
They freaking made it.
Let's go.
Last lap at Daytona. Cabrey out in front by a nose. Let's see how many cars are able to limp them back around to the start-finish line. Wheel to wheel headed to turn number 1. Travis in the middle. Cabrey up top.
Everybody that we've talked about is here, coming off at turn 2 for the final time. Justin Melillo on the inside. Now the 91 gonna duck. Still 3x3x3 all the way through this pack. Cabrey versus Brown. Looks like that's gonna be the battle for the win.
Oh, Cavery got right in front of Brown. I don't know if that's going to work. Here comes Melillo. Champagne looking to the outside. Cavery by himself, blocking all 3 lines out of 4.
Not clear. Here they come.
Oh,
Remember, the yellow line is in play. Here comes Melillo down in the bottom with a push from Ryan Burton.
Oh, no!
Champagne sweeps. Justin
Let's go.
Champagne sweeps, and the whole field piles it up at the start-finish line. Justin Champagne, in a new format for Core, sweeps both races at Daytona. Unbelievable.
And he did it the exact same way both times. We were completely focused on Cabrey versus Brown, and then with the push to the outside, Champagne gets it.